You're watching the Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss any videos around your Baltimore Ravens. Today's show, a Ravens mock draft and trade alert, because I'm going to move up in round one to the number 13 overall pick with the LA Chargers. I send Los Angeles the number 27 overall pick, a second-round pick this year, and a second-round pick next year to jump from number 27 all the way to number 13. Why are you doing that, Harrison? This is crazy. Well, DeVonta Smith, the wide receiver out of Alabama, was still on the board, and I think Lamar Jackson needs another big-time playmaker on the outside. Now, I'm not super confident that Smith will actually be there at number 13 in the real draft, but there have been some concerns about his slight frame. He's about 170 pounds, which has some NFL teams concerned. And hey, if he's there at number 13 overall, I think this is great value for Baltimore. And despite signing Sammy Watkins in free agency and having Marquise Brown, to me, this is a team that still needs an electric playmaker on the outside, and that is exactly what DeVonta Smith is. This guy makes plays, and he makes a lot of big plays, which is something the Ravens need in their passing attack. They've got a great running game. Lamar Jackson is electric as a runner, and he's an effective passer, with tight ends and occasionally to Marquise Brown over the top. But get another big-time weapon on the outside, and I think DeVonta Smith can be that playmaker for the Ravens. We'll talk more about this pick in just a second, but first, grade it for me. Grade the trade up to acquire DeVonta Smith. Type A, B, C, D, or F. How you guys feeling about this one? Go ahead and get your grade in on the show. Now, obviously, DeVonta Smith is coming off one of the statistical seasons for the ages, in which he had almost 2,000 yards and 23 touchdowns in just 13 games for the Crimson Tide this past year. He obviously won the Heisman Trophy for Alabama. It's one of the single greatest seasons from a wide receiver in college football history, if not the greatest season ever for a receiver in college football history. He was incredible for Alabama last year. Like I mentioned, the slight frame has people concerned, but even all that being said, I'm still not convinced he'll be there at 13, but I jumped at this opportunity when I did this mock draft. And remember, I don't control all the other picks. I was just drafting for the Baltimore Ravens. Here were the wide receivers and tight ends, because obviously Kyle Pitts, that went before DeVonta Smith. Jalen Waddle went number 6 overall to the Miami Dolphins. Pitts went 11th to the New York Giants. Jamar Chase fell to 12. I also don't think that's very likely. He went to Philadelphia before I was able to trade up for DeVonta Smith. A lot of quarterbacks and offensive linemen early, which made this a possibility in this particular mock draft. And hey, who doesn't want DeVonta Smith running routes for Lamar Jackson? I know I do. I know that would be absolutely fantastic, and AFC North defenses would be even more terrified to face Baltimore than they already are with that lethal running attack. Now you get a guy like Smith in there on the outside as another true playmaker. That makes this matchup even tougher for opponents. Who is your dream target in round one? Before we sign off, answer this question for me. Dream target for the Ravens in round one, whether it's a trade up or not. Let me know who you want to see Baltimore draft next week.